And he was just able to tell us, hey, I'm hospitalized, and they're wanting to do heart surgery on me. They're saying I may not be able to walk.
Wow.
I'm scared. And that was the last call we ever got from him. We don't know when he got surgery, what happened, how is he recovering, are they taking in consideration his health? Nothing.
Welcome to Stories of Immigrants, the Unwelcome to America podcast. My name is Rosa Bello. I am the founder of Stories of Immigrants, an organization dedicated to amplifying the voices of immigrants, humanizing what's really happening in our communities, and creating allies who stand with immigrant families. Everyday families are being torn apart by a system most Americans don't fully understand. We hear statistics on the news, but behind every number is a real person, a father, a mother, a child, with a story that deserves to be heard. Today I'm joined by Michii, who is going to share what happened to her father after 10 years of showing up to every ICE checking, doing everything right. He went to a routine appointment in December and never came home. He's now detained and recovering from heart surgery that he had in mid-December. The last call Michii had with him was on December 17, and his family has not heard from him since. So, Michii, thank you so much for being here and trusting us with your story. Before we get into what happened, before we get into his case, I just want to ask, who was your dad? What was he like? Who was he to your family?
Rosa, thank you for having me. My father is Isidro. He's a loving grandfather and father. He's all about believing in God, keeping faith, bringing people together, and all about his family. He's the light of our family reunions. So with ICE taking him into custody at the end of December, really made our holidays go into dark because the light was not there for us.
Hmm. Yeah, I can just imagine with the holidays and just not only seeing tension, but just not knowing how he is with the recent surgery that he had. So thank you for sharing more about him. How did your dad come to the U.S.? What brought him here?
When my dad was in Honduras, 2 of 5 of us were here because we have a very bad health condition. One of us has a liver transplant that can go wrong anytime, and another one of us at the time that my dad had to come here in a as soon as possible matter, she needed a donor for her bone marrow transplant. So my father presented himself at the border with the medical paperwork, and that's when they granted him permission and the ICE checkpoints began.
Now, you mentioned ICE checkpoints, ICE check-ins. A lot of people don't know what ICE check-ins are, or if they know, what is it like. So would you mind explaining what your family has been doing for the past 10 years?
Yes, I remember going with my father at the beginning of these ICE check-ins. Not all of them, but towards the end. At the beginning, I was a minor, so I was able to go inside with him. He would check in, sit down, wait his turn. They would call his name, and they would give him a slip with the new court. When COVID season came, I got older. I was not able to come inside anymore. But my dad did express to me that he would go through a machine, they would scan his picture, and it was like a matter of 10 minutes. But that machine would print out a slip, and it would be a new court date. Even when I was little or when I was older, these always took 10, 20 minutes the most.
And your dad was faithful to every single ICE check-in, wasn't he?
Always, he would always be ready a day before.
Yeah. So walk me through the day your dad was detained. What happened?
We talked about it the day before. He did tell us he was scared. He was scared to go, but he was confident. He said, I don't I'm always doing the correct thing. I don't want to end up here, not doing the correct thing. So let me just continue to do it. What could go wrong? And so me, I really didn't know how bad the things were. So I was like, yeah, but let's go. Like you said, you're a good man, and what could go wrong? Let's just keep your status right.
And when you say doing the right thing, he went to his regular routine ICE check-in, right?
Regular routine when he was supposed to, and at the time he was supposed to. No criminal record, nothing.
And because you were no longer a child, you have to wait outside, as you mentioned. When did you realize something was wrong? What was that moment like?
This was one of the days I didn't go with him, but I did get him ready. I saw him get ready. I put on his shoes and hugged him goodbye. That day, I felt a really bad feeling in my heart. I could not concentrate, and I have never felt something like this before. That's when I began to text him, "Hey, let me know when you're out." He would always he had this routine to always call us one by one. I'm out. So when I texted him that, I noticed it had an hour passed. So I began to text my older sister, "Hey, Pa hasn't reached out yet." And then my little sister took him. So I texted her, "Hey, is he out yet? What's going on?" She's like, "No, we've been waiting out here for a while. We even went to go pick up food for him, and he's still not out." So that's when I remember I told you it was in 10 minutes. So that's when I'm like, something's wrong. Then he calls me. I answer fast, and I'm like, "Hey, Pa, finally you call." And he's like, "No, I'm sorry. They detained me." And I could hear the officer in the back redirecting him to the detention center. And that's where my nightmare began. I remember I screamed on the phone. I was like, "No, but," I was like, "No, like, don't say that." I could not believe that was happening, but that was that day. I feel like it was so many signs we could have looked at, like when they say the burnt toast theory, but we ignored them. Maybe we could have, avoided this.
And did he share with you how they detained him during his routine check-in?
No, no, I didn't. We didn't get to talk to him. 3 days later, they got him on a Friday, so we weren't able to get a call from my dad until like Tuesday.
And after that phone call, you guys learned that he was detained. What has it been like trying to get information to go see him? Do you have any experience dealing with the system of someone that's detained? What was your overall experience like?
It's the worst because you go from one day to having your dad. I live with him, so you go from one day to living a normal day with him, doing your daily routine, to not knowing nothing. Where are they? What's going on? What's going to happen? Then you call numbers, the facilities, the direct numbers they give you, and you just go in circles. People hang up on you. They say that it's information that can't be given, and you just end up nowhere. You're in a circle of not having any information, no matter how much you look into it.
And do you know anything about his condition or how they're treating him? Anything that concerns you right now with him being detained?
The last call I got from my dad, like you mentioned in the beginning, was December 17th. This was like call number 4 out of the whole time he was there. And he was just able to tell us, "Hey, I'm hospitalized, and they're wanting to do heart surgery on me. They're saying I may not be able to walk.
Wow.
I'm scared." And that was the last call we ever got from him. We don't know when he got surgery, what happened, how is he recovering, are they taking in consideration his health? Nothing.
That that is so to go from detained to now randomly calling you guys saying I'm gonna get heart surgery, how did you feel? Did you already know he was gonna get heart surgery eventually, or was that a complete shock to you and your family?
My dad had heart surgery in 2018. He had two of them, but he does get told not to stress or get too sad. And I think this situation was too heavy on him that I guess his blood pressure went up, and it took him to needing his heart surgery again because he already had it done twice before. He said they did an x-ray on me and they said it's opening up again.
And once you found out he had heart surgery, did you were you able to see him? Did they um like I know your dad called you, but did ICE or anywhere anyone tell you, hey, your dad's getting heart surgery, he's gonna be at this hospital, like, or anything, or did you have to investigate, like, what happened after he told you he needed heart surgery?
I had to, that was the last call he got. Day one went by, no call. Day two, day three, day four. That's when we're like, okay, so what hospital is he at? I made a list of all the hospitals in Conroe possible that he could be at, and I began to call all of them. Then, no, they would all tell me, no, he's not here. That's when I learned that it's confidential and they can't tell you where they're at. So I called the facility again and begged them, please, it's a heart surgery. Just tell me where he's at. And one of them was nice and told me what hospital he was at. I believe God was with me those times because I went to the hospital and I I asked the lady in the front desk, where's my dad? She was not supposed to tell me where he was at, but she told me quickly what room he was at and what floor. So I went up there really quick, saw him for like 3 seconds. I saw a neck brace on him, and that's when the officer got out and he closed the door fast on me. He's like, you cannot be here. And I'm like, hey, can I please just know, did he get surgery already? Like, we haven't, I heard of him in 4 days at that time. He just said, no, 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 you would have to talk this with ICE. You would have to talk this with ICE. And I'm like, but they're not giving me answers. He just said, no, no, no. And I left. I got escorted out.
Wow. So not only did ICE not tell you where he was, you had to find out for yourself. And on top of that, they didn't even let you see him, or they, to your own words, I think they kicked you out, basically.
Yes, I got kicked out as I was not able to see him. I haven't been able to see him since then or talk to him. I'm like, hey, at least one phone call. I thought that maybe by the 24th or 25th, around Christmas time, they would have a bit of a heart and give him a call. Nothing. New Year's came. Nothing. Week two, and we don't know nothing. I can't imagine how he feels from one day to being with all your kids, because he loves his family too. Just being held in a place because I don't know what he did wrong. I guess because he's a criminal to them.
And I know we're gonna get try to get some congressional support in this to hopefully let you have some information about how your dad is doing. But unfortunately, with the holidays, that's been taking a little bit of time, and it's been, again, to just remind the viewers that since December 17th, since you've seen him, today is what, January 3rd, and that is way too long to know about your dad who just had heart surgery, and you don't know how he's feeling, where he is, or any information. And I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through this and your family's going through this. Someone that's just done what they were supposed to do, right? It's not like they were hiding. It's not like they were, even through, as I'm sure, I think what you said, like your dad was scared, but he knew he had to do the right thing, and this still happened. A question that a lot of people ask, right? And some of the things that we see in the comments, which I'm pretty sure are bots, but your dad has been here for 10 years. Why didn't he apply for citizenship?
With my dad, it's just all of us. It's just me and his daughters. He's an older man, and I feel like we're younger, so it's a lot of money that it takes to fix that, and we aren't really financially prepared to fix that. But we thought that with him still going to his ICE checkpoints, he would be good, at least for now.
Yeah.
With keeping that, he doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't have traffic tickets, the minimum, and he doesn't even leave the house. He's just a man that he's in the room and just minding his business. He's 64 years old.
Michii, thank you so much for sharing your story, for being so brave, and for being with us today. It really takes incredible courage to speak out, and especially with everything that's going on right now, your voice matters more than you know. So I'm sure the viewers are grateful for your time here. This is why we exist as an organization. With everything that's happening now, we just want people to know, to put a face, a name, and a story behind the statistics. Your dad is not just a number, especially not to you. He's a father, a grandfather, a man of faith who came back to this country to save his children's life. And now you don't know where he is or how he's even doing after the heart surgery. When we hear about immigration in the news, it's easy to look away. It's especially right now, we hear so many people getting detained, so many people getting taken. But just listening to your story, and of course listening you tear up with what's happening with your dad, it's not, this isn't just a, it is what it is type of situation. It's real. It's affecting people like your family, and that's happening to a lot of people in our communities, and change needs to happen. For our viewers out there, Michii and her family have a GoFundMe to help cover the legal costs. Immigration legal fees can run tens of thousands of dollars. That's just legal fees. There's also bond. There's other fees right now. Michii's family does not have that. Her father, who does help, and we need to step up and help this family. So Stories of Immigrants is going to donate to Michii's GoFundMe. We ask all of our viewers to please donate what you can. We will add her link to the bio or in our caption, depending on where this will land. Here's what else you can do. You can share this episode. Tell someone Isidro's story. The more people hear about these stories, the harder it is to look away, and the harder it is to look at this as another statistic. This is, again, happening to real families in our communities. There are neighbors, there are our friends, and we need to step up, become allies. So follow Stories of Immigrants on social media and visit storiesofimmigrants.org to learn how you can become an ally to immigrant families in your own community. Thank you for listening and for seeing the humanity behind every immigrant story. So thank you.